Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about the rough roads ahead. First, there's way too many cars out there. There's a lot more cars than last year. I looked at the data. There's about 43% more TLC cars. That doesn't count the cars in New Jersey and now on Long Island, uh, different places all over the place. So there's a lot more cars out there to compete with. There's some sections that are walled off completely. Long Island, Westchester, they're walled off, unlike before. Um, what other things I can say? There's a lot of you guys out there. Second of all, there's a lot of guys out there who are trying to scam your way through this, and I see it, and they see it, and they're ready to pounce on you. Like you guys up in Long Island with two accounts. I mean, you're easy to spot. I can get on the map right now and spot it and circle it. And if I wanted, I could send it to someone in management at Uber to have them look it over for you. Uh, you guys are going to get caught. You guys at Newark Airport, you're going to get caught. You're going to get deactivated. And what happens when you get deactivated, right? So I suggest do if you're doing any kind of scam, cut that out. You up in Summit up there, right? With the two accounts, we see you. We see you. If I see you, they can see you. It's not that hard to detect, right? I mean, it's pretty easy to detect. So that's something you have to think about. Uh, Number three, it seems like the economy is at like a pivot point. There's some people that are screaming for recession and stuff like that. And what happens is, okay, you've got maximum employment, right? In 2007, what happened? Maximum employment. In 2000, maximum employment. So this in a year, it may be totally different, totally and completely different. Um, so what are the strategies going forward? What can we do about this? Well, number one, places like New Jersey and Westchester and Long Island, right? They're filled with cars all over the place. In New Jersey, it seems like there's a black car in every block. You're not going to make money there. My suggestion is to head towards Manhattan, head towards the city, head towards Brooklyn, right? Head towards someplace where there's very dense population and you can get fares, and do so at the most ideal time. Um, New Jersey is saturated with cars, and it looks like the private limo services are competing. It looks like a lot of those guys are not taking Black anymore, but they're taking Uber X. Uh, Number two, the airports. Over the summer, people are traveling. Remember, on a Friday night, Friday and Monday, I mean, these airports are going to be filled with people. You have to understand that. During the summer, people travel pretty heavily, especially tourists and stuff, and their pockets are open. So maybe you should focus around there. Focus around the city, focus around the airports and stuff. Those suburb strategies, right? Like New Jersey and Long Island and Westchester, when you actually had access to them. What happens is during the springtime, people start to do business again. Right now they're away on vacation, and on Friday it was. I mean, the roads were so easy to get through. I mean, been I've never been able to sail through the Holland Tunnel like that. Usually, I'm in bumper to bumper traffic for miles trying to get into that Holland Tunnel, but on Friday I could just zoom right through it. It means there's a lot of people out, and so people, corporate world and stuff like that. The corporate world is dead right now to Uber. They're dead right now. So you know what? They're not using that Uber to go from some remote part of New Jersey to the city. They're not doing it right now. Maybe you might find a random tourist who's willing to do that. But you know what? I see a lot of people just taking the Uber X. In fact, I accidentally left my tablet on all calls this morning, and I was getting like a ton of traffic. But when I turned it to black, it silenced out, and I didn't get anything. All right, and pretty much I figured it out after the first call. It wasn't black. I figured it out, and it was not fun. It was not fun. But so there's going to be rough roads ahead with just too many cars. You're looking at a possible inflection point in the economy. If you want to get out of this business, this is a good time to do so right now. But if you want to be in this business, like I said, I think you're gonna have to work a lot of hours. You're gonna have to focus your time around the city. You might have to get to the airport super early to jump in the airport queue. And John F. Kennedy, you know about the instant ping or rematch? You know how you saw me looping around Terminal 4, and each time I got a rematch and stuff every single time I dropped off there? That's what you're going to have to be dealing with. So the airport queue at John F. Kennedy is not something you can wait in. It's a fool's queue. You will never make it through. For LaGuardia, there's no instant pings there right now. There were so earlier, but there's not right now. I've dropped off there plenty of times, and I get added to the queue within a minute. That's just a fact. So, right now, I could tell you this much, right? You should focus heavily on Manhattan. That's what you should be doing. Focus heavily on Manhattan, and avoid the suburbs. Avoid New Jersey. Avoid New Jersey until the springtime. In springtime, the fall and the spring, corporate travel picks back up, but no one is traveling right now except for maybe a random tourist, and who knows? A lot of those guys, they take UberX, or they may not even take Uber at all. There's trains, there's shuttles, there's buses, there's people and their family willing to take them, right? And when you go to the airport, it's more than just Uber cars you see, but some guy in his personal car, taking his buddy to the airport. So you're gonna have to work very smart, and you're gonna have to work hard these next several months to survive. And in fact, I'm not even sure if Uber's gonna survive. My past, I remember in 2000, right? In the year 2000, I remember meeting these two guys, up and coming guys who were working for Earthlink. 1 year later, in 2001, one of the guys is in prison, serving a multi-year sentence, and the other guy is filing for bankruptcy. And that's how things can totally turn around. 2007, I was working for AIG. I was very happy working for them. I thought this was the greatest company on earth. I'm going to retire with them, right? 1 year later, we're all walking out with boxes as the place disintegrates. And you would have never thought that. You thought, like, AIG is a solid company. It's been around so long. How can this happen? Maybe if you're working at Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers, 150-year-old company, gone, right? That's what you got to think about. Uber is a money-losing company right now. They're losing a ton of cash. Lyft is a money-losing company right now. They're losing a ton of cash, right? And it looks like they're going through some trouble. The CEO of Uber, Travis, is gone. He stepped down. He's not out of the picture, but he's gone from the day-to-day management of the company because some things were going wrong. And it's probably a good thing he stepped out. Otherwise, the company would go out of business, definitely. But still, there's a lot. When things pull back, So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about what I'm saying now. So in 6 to 12 months, things could sharply pull back, right? Right now, right, you're experiencing like things are getting a little bit harder. But imagine 6 or 12 months from now. So I want you to plan. I want you to think hard tonight. I want you to think hard over the next week. And, it's seeing it, not a lot of people are making the same amount of cash as they did last year, right? And the cash they're making now is they're working very hard. They're waiting places for hours. And they're using every smarts they can. But in 6 months, maybe not even that will count to make money. So think of an alternative plan. And think of the things I'm saying in this video. Have a great day and good luck. And my suggestion to you is to start in the city tomorrow. Don't start out in New Jersey. Don't start out in Westchester or Long Island. Get to the city early tomorrow, 4 or 5 a.m. Sit someplace in a residential area where people are going to come out of, in a densely populated area. Maybe even get to LaGuardia at 4 a.m. so you can get one of these things in. But whatever you do, right, work hard and work smart. And know that it's going to be some rough roads these next 6 to 12 months. I'm not sure what's going to happen. In a year, I'm not even sure if Uber's going to exist. I watched Lehman Brothers in 2007 crumble apart, 150-year-old company gone. I watched the company I worked for, AIG, crumble apart and gone. It's not gone, but it's not quite what it was before. So think about these things, right? Think about these things. It's going to get very rough going forward, a lot rougher than you think. You may even want to start trying to find something else right now.